And we're on. We're on one. Welcome everybody to episode number 103 of the Average Man podcast. That is, Listen SO bringing us in with On One. Those dudes have dropped a new album maybe last week. And I've just come upon it this week and I'm absolutely loving it. Loving it. I was going to choose another song called Daddy's Caddy because it's Father's Day today. Happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. But it just wasn't as good a song. On One's a good song. It's featuring Dizzy Rascal. Get yourself around it. That album's called The Sun. We'll talk more about it a little bit later. Happy Father's Day, as I just said to all the dads out there. Happy birthday to me also for tomorrow. It's the double banger. So now that I'm a dad and my birthday is on the 6th of September and Father's Day is always the first Sunday in September, I'm always somewhere around the ballpark for a double banger. So yeah, Father's Day today, birthday tomorrow, 38 as fuck. Every bit of 38 and just loving it. Got spoilt this morning. I put a few little vids up on Insta and my YouTube. I don't think I put them on YouTube yet, but I will. I need to get better with that. But a few stories on Insta. It just used the Reels for the first time today actually, and what I didn't realise and what I've now figured out, a couple of things. When you put the Reels up, which is like, oh, that's a bit loud there, wasn't it? I heard that distort. When you put the Reels up, is that better? Yeah. When you put the Reels up, they go like on the grams, like, I don't know, the algorithm throws them up randomly in people's feeds or on their search page or something like that. So all these people who have no idea who they are saw my reel and clicking on it. So it's like, from a marketing perspective, trying to get more people to look at the page, I probably need to do the reels more often because random people see them. So that was one thing I learnt. And another thing I learnt was that heaps of bots are looking at them because heaps of the people that, because at first I started clicking on people, who's that? I don't know these people. And then you look at them like 1,000 followers and 3 posts. Righto, okay, that's not normal. So there's a heap of that going on. But that I need to jump on and use more Reels, which is, Instagram's version of TikTok. Basically a little whatever 30-second video with music and shit over the top of them. I think that's what a lot of people are doing. Like I think you still got stories. I don't know the difference between it all. I'm really not that savvy, but you got stories, reels, and then your normal post page. Super important stuff, Instagram. But yeah, mate, I've had a good start to a really windy day. I got spoilt this morning, as mentioned. Kids got me some cool shit that they made at school. My boy did a really cool drawing for me. He's like doing these like fold out pictures at the moment where you fold the piece of paper into 3. You draw a picture on the top part and the bottom part, and then you draw a picture in the middle, and then when it's folded it's one thing and then it opens up and it's something else. So you drew this cool picture of a Weber barbecue, lid on the top part, base on the bottom part, and when you open it up it's like fire exploding and all food and shit in there, which is pretty cool, especially because my barbecue did set on fire during the week because of excessive fat build up on the inside of the bowl because I haven't cleaned it for a little while. And all the fat from the lamb lit on fire, and she was fairly fanging out there, and it was hard to put it out. So it was quite ironic whether he saw that, he did see that, and that's why he drew it, or I think that's what happened. He saw me light the barbecue on fire and drew a little picture of it for Father's Day. So good on you, mate, keeping me honest and exercising your artistic will and freedom too. So mint. And then some shit like a card. When you get kids, make you a card and fully write a sentence in there, and it's pretty cool. When he's 7 years old, so it's all still coming to him, which is pretty cool. My daughter, his sister, didn't make, I think made stuff at school, but they didn't bring it home. So pre-kindy teacher, you failed because dads want shit from their kids in their first year at school on Father's Day. Surprise! He brought stuff home from kindy, from like daycare. Everyone brings something home from school. Daughter didn't. So you failed, right? Just telling you. Won't mention any names. But yeah, and then I got a bunch of shit that my missus made me this explosion box that we did for Shade's birthday, which is pretty cool. It's 2 boxes, 1 box inside of another box. You pull the lid off and the sides are cut and they all fall down and fold out, and there's like shit taped around the outside. In this case it was chocolate, and there was these cool Laughing Pug coffee bags that we've been using. So we're on the Laughing Pug coffee, we've got the beans, and then you get these instant bags that you just make coffee with on the run. Some of them, some fudge from the bungalow, and then you open this, and there's a magnet in there, and then you open the second lid to the second box, and that falls out again, and it had like some 3 or 4 cool craft beers in there, and some chili beef jerky and shit. So really cool. I loved it. I actually wasn't expecting that at all, and I need to go give her another big kiss, because when I did it, I hadn't had my coffee yet, so I was like trying to give them the excitement that the moment needed, but I was running on empty fumes. I've been sleeping heaps lately, which is good. But yeah, I think when you sleep more, your body's like, hell yeah, let's do it, let's sleep, and it tries to heal all little bits and pieces that are going on throughout the system, and you just need more and more and more. It's like treat 'em mean, keep 'em keen mentality with your body, you know, like when you're young and you're drinking heaps and eating shitty food, not sleeping enough, and doing all that sort of plan up on the weekend that spills into the weekdays sort of activities. You kind of just manage it and you feel all right. Then you start looking after yourself and exercising and eating better and sleeping better, and all of a sudden you're like, you find it hard to feel as good. The energy, you always want more sleep, and you're always like trying to play catch up. It's kind of weird, that. But as you get into your 30s, 38 tomorrow, you need to sleep. So yeah, needed a coffee this morning, but I will go give her a kiss and say thank you again for that box, which was cool. Yeah, as I just mentioned, the old immune system as you're 30, you get into your later years and stuff, and you probably hear me sniffing a little bit. I'll try not to do that too much. I just realised that I was doing it. I've got something going on the back of my throat and the upper sinuses. Swallowing there because my throat's a little bit on fire. So I've got something to fight off over the next few days, which I don't mind the challenge, as long as I win. Yeah, because I've won the last few illnesses that have crept up on me with just good sleep and good food, and then a bunch of multivitamins and immune booster tablets and shit like that, like the Bioceuticals. What's it called? It's the brand. It's an immune booster that we take. I can't remember that. Armour Force. That's really good. Good little cocktail there. So I take all that shit and get some good sleep and not drink too much alcohol or anything like that. And I reckon I'll beat this damn thing. Because like I said, I've beat the last couple that have crept up. My boy's sick at the moment as well. We're both a little bit phlegmy too, so we've got to get on top of that before it gets on top of us. And hopefully it's not because I had my second Pfizer shot during the week. Get to that in a minute. 80 Mile Beach, we went camping last weekend, hence there was no podcast. And we had a great bloody time. It was the caravan's first maiden voyage with our family. Anyway, first trip out. Worked pretty good, pretty damn good. A couple of glaring things I need to get on top of is there's no battery in here whatsoever. I've got a battery box which I take to run my other angle fridge. I sold the other 2 batteries with the camper trailer, but no battery at all. So you need full-blown power to do anything in the thing, or it's just a box with a bed in it, basically. I took a generator away with us and stayed at the generator part of the site, which was good for 2 reasons. One, I needed the generator to run shit, the fridge and lights at night time, and the air fryer and kettle, and an aircon, which I didn't need, but I'd used it just because I wanted to test it out. And that worked perfect, beautiful, but you don't want to run a generator flat out. You only want to put it on when you need to put it on. So I know that I need a battery installed in here that just has enough juice, so just 100 amp hour battery or 120 amp hour battery or something, with a 1000 watt inverter, and I can run my fridge, my lights, and a water pump, which is all I really need to run from it. And then a Jenny when I want to cook stuff up, use the air fryer, boil the kettle, if I need the aircon on, anything like that, then I can run a Jenny out. So that was good, that worked really well, the generator, nice and quiet. I'm going to buy one for Christmas from a local fella. Can't remember the dude's business name off the top of my head, which sucks for him. Sorry about that. I will try and post it on Insta or something, but he shares a workshop with Bryce from Pressure Force, the guys from Pressure Force. and he's got generators there. He's a Westinghouse. Yeah, they do generators. I didn't know that either. But he's a Westinghouse supplier, I suppose you can call it. So he gets to ship from Westinghouse direct at parts and everything, and can service all their gear. So I get a Westinghouse generator from this dude, and every time I need a service or something breaks down, he can sort us out in town. So double banging, staying local, and it's all in-house. And what was the second thing? Yeah, the second thing was that we didn't have to go to the powered part of the site of the caravan park, which would have stressed me out because you're packed in there like friggin' sardines, man, and all the oldies are in there, and they love to whinge about shit, and there's just heaps of them around. You'd be able to hear your neighbour fart, which I'm not super keen on. So we got to stay in the generator part of the park, and we were on the very edge of the generator part of the park, so we were basically the last corner of the park. We had our own space, kids could run around and not really piss anyone off, which was cool, man. And we had good weather, perfect weather. It wasn't windy like this weekend. It was enough of a breeze to make it nice and to keep any flies and bugs away, but like not windy at all. Water was beautiful. Had a bit of a fish, caught bugger all, except Stewie, one of the other dad that come with us with their family. He caught a shark, which was pretty cool. Little shark, bit of excitement for the day. It's that's on the gram as well. Check that one out. What we were doing, we were fishing off the beach for a while, and then we decided to go for a paddle on the paddle boards, and I come up with the idea to because he was talking about he didn't bring his lure gimbal or I don't know what you call it. It's like a thing that drops your lure for you or your bait for you or whatever, your hook, right out in the ocean. He didn't bring it, so we just jumped on the paddle boards and grabbed the hook and paddled out, 20-30 meters and dropped the line in there. So obviously you can't cast that far, so it was a bit of a bonus. And yeah, a few fish biting out there, and as soon as Stu dropped his line in, he was on. And it was funny because the dude he's got a blow up stand up paddle board, not a fiberglass solid one like me, and he hadn't brought the fin for it. So he's on his paddleboard with no fin. He's on his knees, and then he drops the line in. And basically, as soon as he dropped it in, he's like, "I think I'm on." I thought he was just tripping because the board was like bumping the line and stuff like that. And I sort of started paddling back. He's like, "Oh, I'm pretty sure I'm on." And he's like, starts grabbing it, and the girls were in some sort of debacle on the beach. There was some busybody, friggin' old lady from Perth walking back and forth. I saw her on the beach before I started paddling out. She's hanging around, sniffing around our campsite, telling us that there's sharks out there. There's sharks out there. We're like, yeah, we know, love. We saw them out here. We come out to have a look. There's sharks out there. You're going to get eaten. So, well, they're not really those, those kind of sharks. Or we, go diving up here, and we'll be all right. We know there's sharks here. You see them all the time. It's all good. And she just couldn't get over it. She kept coming in, and there's sharks out there, and just couldn't let it go. And she's walking through the lines, the fishing lines, and got them tangled up. This bloody old mole, and she was an old busybody mole, and so the line was all tangled up. So Stu has to start pulling it in by hand. He's got no fin on this board, so I look back and he stood up and started pulling it in, and he's going ass up. Luckily fell on the board, not in the water. And then he's trying to rope this thing in, and then he's got it half up and starts paddling back on his knees. It was all super, super awkward, and I wish I'd filmed him with the GoPro on. I didn't have the foresight to do that. But we get on shore, and he's like, I'm bloody on, and still can't reel the thing in. So I think they might have sorted the line out by the time we hit the shore, and reels this thing in, and he's got this little shark, 8 or 900 long or something like that, and pulled it in, and we all had a bit of a look at it. The kids had a poke around and got some cool photos of him, and then let him go. But it was just so funny the way he dropped it in, man, and it was on straight away, and he had no fin on the board, so he's slipping around. He tries to stand up, and the line's tangled from old busybody mole on the shore, walking back and forth through our lines. It was just this full comedy of errors. Yeah, but bloody funny, man. It was so that was a bit of excitement for the day. We all got burnt because we didn't apply the second lot of sun cream, which you gotta bloody do, don't you? The stupid awning we've got, the 270-degree awning from Kings, name and shame here. which I love. The King's gear, pretty good, served us well. A lot of their stuff, the fridge I've got is brilliant. I've had their LED lighting kits. I've got a bunch of stuff from them. It's been really good, but the bloody fridge was an absolute nightmare. The awning was an absolute nightmare. I've set it up, I think, twice before, and it was drama getting it up, and takes ages, and the top's really hard to pull over. The supports around it, need like 3 people to do it, and it's just a hassle. Hence the reason I've only set it up twice before, and this time set it up and the wind got under it. It was nowhere really good to anchor the thing down because it was just all beach sand. The wind got under it and it half flipped up and bent one of the poles, and it was just all done and dusted. It was the death of it. We're just jimmying it up so we could use it for the rest of the day, and I'm about to pull that thing off the car and throw it in the rubbish tip. We're selling the car anyway, so it'll be getting sold without a bloody awning on the side of it. It was a bloody nightmare. But yeah, besides that, we had a really good day, man. And a really good trip down there. The kids loved it. Going camping with another family is so much easier.